Hoi hoi, this is Meganikoi, and well, I'm already on Twitch right now, well, for you on YouTube, which I'm making the video for, which means that this is in the past. You cannot go back in time, unless you have a DeLorean with a flux capacitor. Yeah, but here I'm showing off my best, no, not my best, but my most fun team, which is a Melt Ayaka team. You've seen me use a Melt Ayaka team in the past, the one with the emblem build, etc. And this actually, in my eyes, is the best functional team, where the damage with regards to the normal attacks, charge attacks, the skill, and also the burst is high and sustained. You know, the thing is that this team actually has a lot of damage multipliers in the form of Bennett, his burst, Kazuha swirling cryo and decreasing defenses. Could that be it? Well, and also the occasional reverse melt, which is a 1.5 multiplier. The thing is that I have found an actual good build for my Ayaka, where she has 2178 attack, which is including the pyro damage bonus. No, the pyro resonance, which provides a 25% attack bonus, which is not insignificant, but it's not totally game breaking, but it does add up. Furthermore, she has an elemental mastery of 56, which is quite nice. If it would be higher, that would be even better, but that's where we have Kazuha for, especially at this Constellation 2, which actually is really great. I wouldn't say broken, but it's really, really good. If you can get a C2 Kazuha, that would be really great to use, because you also always, when you burst, you get an additional usage of your elemental skill, which is really nice, which makes rotations a bit more fluid, and double swirling is actually even easier. But yeah, let's go into her functionality with regards to the crit rate, which is actually 70.3%, which is big. Crit damage of 193.1%. Well, that's a lot of damage that she can output with this. Energy recharge is 175.1%, which she really needs, because it makes the rotation smooth. It might go down even to 170 or 60 and still function, but yeah, it is as it is, and it works. And yeah, she has a cryo damage bonus due to, well, the Mistsplitter Reforged, 2-piece Blizzard Strayer, and cryo damage bonus percentage goblet. Well, Mistsplitter Reforged, really great weapon. Even just having it like this is already really, really strong. Initial attack deals elemental damage that lasts 5 seconds, casting elemental burst. Well, that's always quite nice. Ooh, I will try that. Ooh! Well, that's always a bit better, but it's a really great weapon. The crit damage of 44.1% is really great. The base attack of 74 is also really great. And instead of 4-piece emblem, I have 2-piece Shimanava's Reminiscence and 2-piece Blizzard Strayer, which in my eyes, under these circumstances, is far better and stronger than 4-piece Emblem of Severed Fate, because of one big reason. Emblem of Severed Fate and I can go to Xiangling, only increases her burst damage. Nothing else. But this set, these two sets together, actually increase the damage output on all her skills, on everything that can deal damage from Ayaka. Yeah, there's an increase in damage. Well, yeah, she has these exact stats, as you can see. Pretty not the best pieces. This is an energy recharge Sans. I mean, yeah, she does need the energy recharge, otherwise she will have some real problems. I've tried it with about 123, 133 energy recharge, and yeah, then you really have to funnel around and do all kinds of tricks, and it just doesn't feel that smooth to play. And smooth gameplay is actually even more important, and getting your burst back on time is much more important than having even bigger damage output, because I have my skill issues. I've talked about that a lot of time, that I have skill issues, and that's why I do need more energy recharge, and I need a healer. Well, cryo damage bonus, goblet, and yeah, the usual otherwise, as you can see. Not the best pieces, but usable pieces. I mean, this is nothing to sneeze at, the crit rate and crit damage. This is actually pretty good. So, Constellation 1 does work quite well. As reasonably enough, it does help a bit. With a bit more of getting her elemental skill back. Talent levels 10, 10, 10. This is also... yeah. This applies cryo. This is also really great. This is actually good. This is also not bad. Kamisato Ayaka. And this is also quite important to utilize. You have to use this in order to deal even more cryo damage and get more stamina back. So that's that. Yeah, I can talk about Bennett and Xiangling, but you people do know about Bennett and Xiangling. And also Kazuha. So let's put this to the test, and yeah. Oh, I'm recording for 8 minutes now, so yeah, that's that. So I do want to show off some big PP numbers here, and I hope I will be able to do it without having to do a lot of resets, as in getting the energy back and going back to the teleportation point. Let's see. He will attack it. And now I really I fucked up. And I have to go. Sometimes I don't understand why that happens. You do a certain thing, you do a certain action, and it just doesn't happen. And I don't understand that one. But it is as it is. Let's try again. First I'm going to do it like this. Let's go. So that's 128 damage. And you know why I got that? I'll show you. Let's see. Currently my attack is 3492 on Ayaka. That's because of all the buffs that Bennett gives, due to the Noblesse Oblige set, due to this constellation here, the first one, and his third talent with the attack bonus ratio, which is buffed by the first constellation by 20% more. Now, let's see talent levels. Bonus. Now the thing is, why I do get a bit more damage than before, I had, as a previous record, I had 123,790. It's because I only dashed against the enemy and then used her skill, her elemental skill. But now, because I utilized the Misplitter's emblem, I got to, well, get another 8% elemental damage bonus for her elemental type, which I can even see here. The current cryo damage bonus is 99.6%. So that's up from, I would say, the 91.6 that I normally would have, but then 8% more. Yeah, I now know what happens and why it happens. So we go from 123,000 to 128,000, more like 124-ish to 128-ish. Which is a lot. But let's funnel energy back and not kill this thing. Okay. We are going to go away and do it again. And hopefully we can successfully crit fish the elemental skill as well. I mean, I can review the video a bit, but yeah, you know, doing it a bit live is actually more important to me. Let's see. We do the same thing again. Boom, 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 boom. It didn't crit, as you can see. That's the problem. I wanted to crit fish and I got screwed out of my crit. Yeah, crit fishing failed. I feel like a Eula main, a Eula user, yeah, that sucks. So we go back to another round of crit fishing. But yeah, I now understand what Eula mains are actually experiencing in Abyss and in their big PP damage crit. Oh no, it already is. He's doing everything, so let's... So that's a 123,790 damage that... Oh, so I got everything back. Okay, that's nice. Now we go back. Yes. This sucks. I did crit, successfully crit fished, but I didn't get the full power. Let's see. 128,104. I want to jot down that somewhere. I will take another notepad, paper, whatever, what I actually really need, and then I will jot it down. So that's 128,104. I think. And that's actually really impressive that this is actually possible. No, let's try it again. There's a good chance that this will not happen again now. So I will crit fish maybe 1 or 2 more times. Yes. Then 1, 2, 3, 7, 9, 0. Yeah, that should be less than 4%. If everything is alright, I can get it all back. So yeah, that's 128,104 that I see there. Let's get all the energy back. No, no, don't die on me now, please. Nice. I'm going to get out. So, that's it. And I think I'm going to do a small calculation. I know that, for instance, once I what's this weapon? My current attributes are on 73.6% cryo damage bonus. 73.6, and let's see. If I dash against the boss, I get 18% cryo damage bonus. That's 73.6 plus 18 is 91.6. But then again, if I hit it with a normal attack, I only get 1 stack, even if I do it multiple times. I get the 1 stack, so that's another 8% of elemental damage bonus. So that's 99.6%. So the normal damage that I would deal would be the 123,790 damage bonus, which you saw, which was my previous record with this team. That's when you have 91.6% cryo damage bonus. With the 128,104 damage case, it's 99.6%. So you might think, but that's about an 8% difference, and I will say no, it isn't. It's less than that. It's about 4%, and it's because the multiplication is actually 100% your normal damage output plus the cryo damage bonus. So the damage you would normally do is 1.916 times the normal damage, and for the other one that's 1.996. And let's see, I will go to I will go to the not the calendar. Oh, really, I love it. Love misclicking. Now it's 1.996 divided by 1.916. Yes, that's about 1.417 blah 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 blah. Now, if we now 1, 2, 8, 1, 0, 4 divided by 1, 2, 3, 7, 9, 0. Oh, it's a bit lower, but oh yeah, it could be because of certain stuff, but it's quite comparable. Weird. But it's, yeah, it's about, there must be a reason why it's less, I don't know. It doesn't really matter, but it's, but here, yeah, maybe theory crafters can help me understand why this is the case. But yeah. Now you've witnessed a video where I accidentally did something. No, I actually purposely did something where I thought, yeah, maybe I can improve the damage, and it worked. I've broke my own record for my own account here for this team, for this exact very build for Ayaka. So that's about a 3.4% damage increase, which is actually it's not much. Getting higher damage is actually quite fun. But yeah, you have to do a bit some tricks. And this is actually an overworld. If I would do it in Abyss, I would maybe get 127k or something like that for the level 98 Doritos. That's my guess. Maybe 126, but it's still quite much. And yeah, I'm really glad that I can put out and dish out that much damage. And it's because I built my Ayaka differently now. I think 4-piece emblem is not the way to go with her. Even if you have a lot of energy recharge on her, or a reasonable amount of energy recharge. But it could be that I have a lot of energy that I generate from Kazuha, and there's also a lot of elemental mastery increase, but you can also hit similar numbers with Sucrose. I will show you now, in order to actually finish off the team, in order to show you what happens. So let's see. Already 23 minutes. Yes, this is a bit of a more investigative video where I show what I do and why. Let's go there, let's go back to make it. So that's 119,000 with a C6 Sucrose. Nearly not 100 about, yeah, between 119 120 attributes. You can see there's even more cryo damage bonus, but the elemental mastery is less. But as you can see, I can hit quite high numbers with if I do it correctly with Sucrose as well. And the only thing that I'm going to do now is do another. I'm not going to show you. Whoop, and let's go back. So that's that, actually. As you can see, you can successfully use a C6 Sucrose. And you can see her build here, right now. That's just 704 elemental mastery, a lot of energy recharge because she really needs that. Fruit of Fulfillment, which does grant her more elemental mastery if you do more elemental reactions. Well, artifact set is 4-piece viridescent venom and a pure elemental mastery build. Constellation 6. Well, this is not that important. It does do a bit more damage, but yeah, this is quite important. This is important, and well, Constellation. This is actually quite nice to have. This one. Additional charge. Oh yeah, this is also quite nice. The burst is longer on the field. So this is nice, but it's not the best. Yeah. Oh yeah. So that's a 119. Oh, if forbidden creation is triggers an okay. Oh, so that's why my Ayaka had such a high acquired damage bonus. It went from 99 to 119. 0.6 of course. You still have to reckon the 0.6. So that's actually quite nice. And also some elemental mastery. Yeah, actually Sucrose and actually Sucrose herself is actually a mini. A bit of a side grade of C2 Kazuha, because C2 Kazuha does grant elemental mastery to other characters. C1 and C0 don't do that. So in that sense, while Kazuha is a buffer for mono elements, he in elemental reactions with regards to elemental mastery buffing, he is a downgrade to Sucrose. But you have to know how to use her correctly. I've shown you how to use her in a correct way. The actual rotation is: you go apply Cryo, use skill and burst, then you go Bennett, burst, skill, Xiangling, burst, skill. And then you go Ayaka, dash, attack, skill, burst, whatever. And then you have a lot of damage going out. And it's actually really the same for Kazuha. If you have C1, if you have a C0 Kazuha, it's actually dash this. Burst. Bennett burst skill or skill burst. Then Kazuha skill. Xiangling burst skill or skill burst. Doesn't really matter that much. Then you go Ayaka dash attack skill burst or burst skill. That's the rotation if you have all the energies full if you start. If you already have all kinds of elements attached, etc., most likely pyro, yeah, then do whatever is the most successful. If you have a C1 plus C1 or higher constellation Kazuha, it's what I normally do is I dash attack skill burst Kazuha. Bennett, burst skill burst, doesn't matter. Then skill Kazuha, skill burst or burst skill Xiangling, then dash attack skill burst or burst skill for Ayaka. It's as simple as that. And in my eyes, that's the best rotation that I found out. Maybe there's an even better rotation, but yeah, I don't know. I don't really care that much. Well, actually I do. If I can get more damage out of this team, that would be quite nice and good. But it's not totally necessary. Yeah, so that's how you do that. This was a bit more of a technical take. bit more in depth, showing some stuff off. Yeah, the thing is that I think Melt Ayaka is really a strong contender. I will do a video where I go with this team into the abyss and show that this really does a lot of damage. I mean, I have killed the big bad bird boss in about 42 seconds. Or 43 seconds. With this exact team. That's about 45k DPS. And that means, yeah, that the bird is moving around, doing its stuff. What is it even called? Let's take a look at the name of the thing. The Jade Plume Terror Shroom. Yeah, I can take it out in about 42 to 43 seconds, maybe a bit faster, but yeah. The amount of DPS that you can get out of this team. I mean, even with C0 Kazuha, you should be able to do it within a minute. I mean, I can do it with Psychosa within about a minute as well. So that's 1.9. So that's at least 30,000k DPS with ease. If you do it correctly, it shouldn't be too difficult. Yes, it's a bit more difficult with Psychosa because actually infusing her burst with cryo etc. is a bit more difficult, but it's doable. And you might find even better ways in order to increase the damage output for the whole team. But yeah, that's it. I've actually found a team where Ayaka is actually really great without needing to use what would you call it? Oh, without needing to use Freeze, because while Freeze is a really great team, it's not really applicable anymore. Well, the problem is the whole stuff with the cryo resonance that you need. And also needing to apply cryo and getting things frozen for the best results. Of course, without getting a boss frozen and only applying cryo to it, the team already works quite well. But as far as I've seen, I've tried using this exact build in a freeze team. It just doesn't work. And well, I might try to really build Ayaka how I think she can be built, but yeah, it's difficult. You really have to balance everything out. You have to get all the right buffs, and I think freeze / mono cryo for Ayaka actually works only with Shenhei. I think that the only one that actually makes freeze and mono cryo for Ayaka viable is Shenhei. But then you are limited to Shenhei only. I mean, of course, this team is also limited to this configuration for the maximum amount of damage. But you can just yoink Ayaka out of this team, put it into another team, and she will still deal enough damage off-field. And still perform quite decently. I mean, you could just, what I in the past utilized, use Raiden, Yelan, Ayaka, and some flex slot, and do a lot of independent damage anyhow. Yeah, so that does work. You still have a bit of freeze because of Yelan and Ayaka, but you also have a lot of damage output because of Raiden, Yelan, and Ayaka. Yeah. So in that sense, how should I put this? I think this build, utilizing Ayaka as a melt / flex slot, a flex DPS is just better than using her in a dedicated freeze team, without Shenhei. I think that the only pair that's really great is Shenhei and Ayaka. Maybe Rosaria and Ayaka, but I haven't tried that yet. So, how does this team compare to, for instance, an international team with Totalia, other than Ayaka? I haven't tried yet, but I want to try. I know how to double infuse now, double swirl. I found it out for Ayaka. Yeah. So, but I'll see. But I think this is really a strong team, not just because of Ayaka herself and all the buffs she gets from Kazuha, Pyro Resonance, Bennett, and everything, and the whole kit she has herself. But also that Xiangling also adds some damage, and that Kazuha also adds damage, and Xiangling can also forwards melt if you have cryo infused Kazuha burst. So there's a lot of damage coming out, and I think that Xiangling, while not the strongest character in this team, is I think the second strongest DPS, and Kazuha the third one, and Bennett, because of his noblesse pieces, he is not any sub DPS anymore. I could try that one time, maybe, but yeah, I'll see. It's something that you can look at and see whether it actually works or not. But currently I'm just staying on this Bennett because he has a lot of energy recharge and it's a battery for Xiangling, who is also a battery, but still, yeah. batteries, and still a decent amount of damage. I'm not going to say this is the best team ever, but it's a really decent and nice team. And the reason why I actually want to play this team is because in the past, about 1.5 years ago, at the time that I actually got my Ayaka working a bit better, and I was in the Abyss, I tried this team against some bosses. Actually, I tried it against the Perpetual Mechanical Array, and oh my, I did some really big damage at that time. And it still does a lot of damage, and it's faster than before, actually. But yeah. That's that, and I'm actually done with this video because otherwise it will take too long. So I hope you had some nice time seeing me test this team a bit, show off some big PP numbers, but also explaining why these numbers are that big. I still need to figure out how to actually calculate the damage overall, but it's yeah. I will need some time for that in order to incorporate all the buffs, all the debuffs, all the things, because the damage calculation is complicated and therefore a bit difficult to actually truly understand and truly to come to the correct numbers. I already made a video about the simple calculations that I can do that can go quite wrong just because of some misunderstandings and not understanding what relevant stats are actually needed, that I overlooked because they don't seem that relevant or they don't pop up into my mind. But anywho, I've had some nice fun and see you later. Bye.